Today I show you how I use an heat steam producing unit and which pumps water via this hose here from a tank, that's demilitarized water, into the system. And with this handheld, when I push it, I can generate steam in this compartment here and release at the tip. And I will link this tip here, or this connection, the brass connector, on the locomotive valve and guide the steam directly into the boiler. And why is this important? I found out that the real behavior of steam engines, they're not achieved by only providing pressure, but also heat. Because, of course, the expansion of the metal is different if you have over 100 degrees compared to room temperature. And especially for the fine valves, for instance, of a steam pump, it is important to have these conditions optimized to adjust the regulation perfectly for routine uses, and not to always generate a fire in the locomotive to test these things. This is annoying because you cannot hardly handle the fire and adjustments at the same time. That's the reason why I came up with the idea to buy such a unit here, and we will test this now in a few parts of this video. So I turned on the switch here of the machine, and it sucks water already into the system. I turn it on here also for steam production, and it's level 1 of 3 levels for steam production: 1, 2, and 3. 1 is dry steam, 2 is a bit of wet steam, and 3 is really a lot of steam, but also pretty wet steam. The right parts here are for water production, cold and hot water, but this I don't use for my purpose here at the moment. You can use this later for cleaning of the steam engine of the steam locomotive at the various parts. I could then switch also to water under pressure. It generates up to 3 to 4 bar cold or hot water, and the tip of a special valve which was included in the kit. But now I should just show you what happens if I push this gun here. You can hear it starting to pump, and now the steam is coming. A lot of steam. First it is wet, but as you can see, it's getting a lot of steam now. And this is what will provide it to the locomotive. So now I direct the steam into the boiler. And the blast pipe is open, so it's leaving now the front. I close now the blast pipe so that the pressure goes into the system directly to the cylinders. So it's coming out of the cylinder now. And now I start locomotives. So it's running. The pressure is going up now. I close all the other valves so that all the power goes now to the 2 cylinders. So The condensation valves, they are open so that there's no water clogging. So the whole thing works. I turn off now the steam generation, and the pressure is still high enough to run further. It's already 15 seconds running with the pressurized boiler. There's no steam generation anymore from this machine here because I stopped it via this handle. So now it's going to start. So after this first test, a final conclusion and some details about this steam generator. This steam generator runs with a voltage of 220 volt and then generates a pressure of about 3 to 4 bar. So this is about up to 60 psi maximum. And the steam temperature is in a range of 120 degrees. And it uses about 250 milliliter water per minute during the steam production phase. And as I said, it can also pressure water up to 3 to 4 bar, cold and hot water. This water is used, for instance, with a special tool here to clean also the fire tubes inside of the boiler and the parts underneath here. So I can use this tool or this steam pump also, or water pump, to clean the locomotive. One thing which is very important, if you start to apply steam to the boiler here, you have to be sure that the boiler is empty. There is no water inside. Otherwise you get pretty fast condensation. I emptied the boiler and I was warming up it, leaving and opening the blast pipe so that the whole system warms up. And then I run the steam pump still separated from the boiler for about half a minute so that there's only pure steam coming out of the nozzle at the top, at the tip here of this handheld. And then I was clicking it directly to the boiler. There's no condensation anymore in this whole system. Right away, as you have seen in the running machine, the cylinders are full of steam and they are really running fast, the machine, on this position here, test track. And I'm very happy that the whole project worked. There was a risk for a wrong investment, but luckily enough, it works out fine. And now I can test a couple of my locomotives. They are all Walter Kolb coal-fired locomotives. I can all test them with this wonderful tool. And I don't use fully distilled water. I use membrane purified water, which contains still some salts, but I think 100 times lower than normal water. But there's still some ions inside and salts, so you don't get problems with the soldering connections, because pure distilled water is not good for boilers and also for these soldered machines. So it is not so aggressive if you use membrane filtered water, having some salts in it. So this is the final comment to that. And I hope you like this project, and thank you for your attention.